It's time to catch up with our good friend of the show, Daniella Bruce, to talk some Detroit Red Wings, maybe some Detroit Tigers. We probably won't go down that road. But Daniella, it's good to see you again. How are you?
It's good to see you guys. I'm doing really well. I can't believe that summer's coming to an end already and we're gearing up for football and hockey, but I'm good. How are you guys? How's it going?
We're great, Neil. Before you get started, I got to ask,
no.
how's Charlie doing? I haven't seen Charlie updates lately and stuff like that. Inquiring minds want to know, Danny, how's the dog? Where's the dog? Where's Charlie?
She's great, but I actually put her outside so I could do this interview.
Gosh darn it.
It's
All
been
right.
kind of annoying today. So
All
I'm
right.
like, you know what? Go sit in the sun for a little while. I'll come get you when I'm done.
Will you post a picture later for all of us that,
Sure.
are wondering?
do that.
All right,
I can do
perfect.
that.
Now back to business.
Now back to business. No, but Daniella, appreciate your time. Of course, the Tigers and Red Wings broadcast reporter. And I also wanted to remind you guys as well, single game tickets went on sale at DetroitRedWings.com yesterday for the season. And Daniella, I guess I want to start right there. The Red Wings last season, one of the more incredible stats to me, they were one of only 4 teams in the NHL that averaged over 19,000 fans per game. Again, Daniella, I mean, the fan support, this is Hockey Town. Make no mistake, you're there every game, more or less. That environment at LCA, the Red Wings are back, aren't they?
I think so. And I think this is Hockey Town for a reason, right? Everybody in Detroit loves to have a great hockey team. And we're seeing some of that come to fruition with the steps that this team took last year. I truly think this year is going to be the year of the young players, right? We're going to see which guys fit in where, like the Jonathan Berggrens, Albert Johansson, maybe even a Nate Danielson, maybe a Marco Kasper or Carter Mazer, these names that we've been hearing for so long. I think it's time to start seeing them mix their way into this lineup, and it's going to be an even more exciting year. And Patrick Kane returning is going to obviously get everyone a little amped up for the beginning of the season. I think it's going to be great again, but that run, especially at the end of the season where the Red Wings were fighting for a playoff spot, the way that Detroit showed up and packed that building every night was absolutely electric. I can't imagine what a playoff game is going to be like, and I can't wait to see it.
Daniella, you did something physically to Spenny there. Like, he let out a yelp. Spenny, and look, like the people, the young movement, this was always going to, let's just get into it, Danielle. For the people that were upset about the playoff thing, this was always going to be the play, right? With Steve Yzerman. Mm-hmm. This was always going to be the angle. He is going to start that process right now. D-Mac said it best. Like, Steve Yzerman is going to do things on his schedule. Not your schedule, not my schedule, not Spenny's schedule. He's going to do it on his schedule.
Yeah, and I mean, we should trust him to do that. He built a great team in Tampa, and that doesn't mean that there won't be trades and signings and things that he does along the way to help this team improve. But the main focus is drafting players and developing them. And the Red Wings have some great players in their system right now. The way that Albert Johansson played in Grand Rapids last season, he was kind of the quiet guy because you had Simon Edvinsson and everybody's attention was on Simon until he officially got the call up to Detroit. And now Albert Johansson is great on the blue line. Jonathan Berggren's a big name and he spent a lot of time in the AHL, but guess what? He would have to clear waivers to go back to Grand Rapids this year. So he's going to get his opportunities here. And then that's the same with Albert. So I really think you're going to start to see some of that mix into this. And you're expecting Simon Edvinsson to take a step forward. You're expecting Mo Seider to take another step forward. Lucas Raymond, that's going to be a huge key for this team. Can he sustain what he did at the end of the year? He put the team on his back for the time that Dylan Larkin wasn't able to play. So there's a lot of things to be excited about. There's still some questions to be answered. I know everyone's wondering what's going to happen at the goaltender position. I'm also still wondering. Feels like there's some big question marks and there might still be some holes to be filled, but you should be excited about some of the new guys that we've been hearing about for years now getting their opportunities too.
I think that's right. And you mentioned some of the moves that were made. Quick question. Vladimir Tarasenko signed in the offseason. Have they given him a number yet? Has he chosen a jersey number that you know of?
I hate to say I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
We're up in the air because obviously we're wondering, would he get 91? And then somebody, I'm not going to sell him out or whatever, it was Jesus. He said 10, and I said that's retired, or I would have had it. Now, Becky. So then he was saying 11. So coming from you, you don't think so, and it's probably not that way. But I guess the Tarasenko veteran signing, you mentioned goaltending, Cam Talbot, two big names coming in. And obviously, I think you answered the question as far as Steve Yzerman likes what he's got in the Red Wing organization more than he likes what's out there to go pay for. So giving these guys an opportunity. Elephant in the room. Ken Cal came up to me and asked me this yesterday, so I'm throwing it on you. What's going on with the Seider and Raymond deals? Are we getting them done? Wait, what's going on, D? Can you tell me? Like, do I have to be worried? That's not for me. That's from Kalzinski. Because I know.
Okay.
So you tell me. Tell me.
Nobody come after me for this. This is my thought, okay? It's going to happen. I would be completely shocked if they don't have extensions soon. But I think people forget that this can be a complicated thing, especially when you're handing out long-term deals that are going to be kind of expensive, right? These guys are going to get paid. So I'm sure there's a lot that's going into it, a lot that they're thinking about, a lot that the players want done, a lot that Steve Yzerman wants done. But it's been said on both sides, they want to get a deal done. They're going to get a deal done, but they're big contracts, and the NHL is a hard cap league. So Steve's going to have to be careful in what he does and the flexibility that he's going to have to build a really good team down the road. And those guys are looking out for themselves too. So I think it will get done. I think that I have full confidence that they will be Red Wings for a long time, both of them. But there's just a lot that has to be worked out. It's not something where you just automatically are signing your name and it's a done deal and we can just move on. I think it's important to both sides that they get it right.
Tigers and Red Wings broadcast reporter Daniella Bruce, our guest here, talking Detroit Red Wings. And again, single game tickets went on sale yesterday, DetroitRedWings.com. 22 weekend games this year. 5 on Friday nights, 10 on Saturday nights, 7 on Sundays. They will host 9 games against Original 6 rivals as well. So make sure you get to DetroitRedWings.com, get those tickets, because as we just talked about, Red Wings one of only 4 teams to average over 19,000 fans per game, which I didn't know that. It blew me away when I read that stat. But training camp, Daniella, what are you looking for? So you do the work for me, Danielle, because I specialize in that, having other people do the work for me. So you tell me, what am I looking for at training camp? What do I need to see?
I'm going to be watching a couple of things, and I've talked about both of them so far. One of them is Patrick Kane, which is an obvious one. He's a veteran, so training camp's a little bit different for guys like that. But the exciting thing about Patrick Kane this year is that he's had the full summer to train like he used to, right? Last year, he was coming off the hip injury, didn't get to work out to the full capacity, and we saw what he was able to do. So we'll see how he looks, how he feels after a full summer of being able to train like Patrick Kane did back in his prime. That's going to be super exciting. And then it's the young kids. It's the guys that come in and who's going to be fighting for the last couple of spots, or who's going to make Steve Yzerman make some tough decisions. Is it a Carter Mazur, whose name was thrown out there last year to potentially crack the roster, and then he got injured at training camp? So I think he's a very interesting name. Nate Danielson, obviously everyone very excited about what he was able to do last season. And he was super impressive during the preseason last year too. So what steps has he taken this year? And then I think the goaltending situation is going to be interesting. Obviously you bring in Cam Talbot. I'd imagine he's going to be a huge part of what the Red Wings try to do. But Alex Lyon did a great job for this team as well. You still have Billy Husso. Jack Campbell is also in that mix. I expect him to probably play in Grand Rapids, but that's 4 goaltenders to figure out and see who fits in where. So unless there's moves made before training camp, I think those are some really big storylines to watch as we head into it.
Danielle, appreciate you joining us as always. And every time you say his name, I just get giddy in here when you mention Nate Danielson, because I'm so excited for what this kid can be. And I saw Danny Cleary mention that he was one of the guys that impressed him the most. How much of a jump has he made truly? And I know during the preseason last year, he looked like one of the best guys on the ice out there. Is it real that he could actually go after a spot on this team?
I mean, I think it's real. It's hard, though, because he hasn't played too much in the AHL. He was in the WHL for most of the season, and he started in Brandon last year and was traded to Portland. And that's when he really took off. That second half of the season in Portland, his numbers were fantastic. You saw his offense shine a little bit more, which he's known for more of his 200-foot defensive style game. But then when he played in Grand Rapids for the small time that he did, he didn't look out of place. He didn't look like he didn't belong there. And last year, if you go back to preseason hockey with the Red Wings, he looked like he fit in there too. So I definitely think it's possible. The one thing I would say is it's not a disappointment if he doesn't crack the Red Wings roster. That just means he's going to go play in Grand Rapids for a while. Maybe he gets a later season call up, or maybe he plays the full season in the AHL. But I wouldn't say it's impossible for him to make a run for a spot on the Red Wings roster.
Single game tickets for the Red Wings on sale, DetroitRedWings.com. And guys, look, we've been talking about it. If there's a game you have your eye on that you want to go to DetroitRedWings.com and get the tickets now, because they probably won't be there when you want to buy them later on. Daniella, Bruce, appreciate the time. Very, very good friend of the show. Happy for all your success. And we knew the day was coming, Danielle, when we used to have those discussions. So, hey, who's easier to work with?
We all knew.
Yeah, we all knew.
Two of your biggest fans and supporters right here. So.
All right, put you on the spot, Daniela. Who's easier to work with, Ken Cal or me?
Oh, God. Ken Cal's a diva.
We know that. Cal Zitsky.
So me.
Well,
all right.
Wait, hold on.
But does he have two furnaces?
What you meant was Ken Cal's more of a diva than you, Neil. So don't worry about it. That's what she said.
And a little bit more than me, even. Ken Cal is more of a diva than I am.
Okay, fair enough. Daniela, appreciate the time. We'll check in when the season gets rolling, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys. Great to see you both.
All right. Absolutely. Daniella Bruce, our guest here. We used to work together for the Oakland television broadcast. She was my sideline reporter for Detroit City in the early television days with them as well. So
she's the best.
She's blowing up like I thought she would.
Yep.
Same number, same crib.
That's true.